And I'm going to let everyone in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome everyone to Mac101 Marauder in Motion. We will wait a few moments longer as others join us. Before we begin, you can use the chat feature and share something about yourself, where you are from, the faculty that you are entering, maybe a book, movie, or TV show recommendation, maybe your favorite active sport activity that you participate in. So feel free to use the chat as we wait a couple more moments. Wonderful. I think we are going to get started now. Welcome again, everyone who's just joined us to Mac101 Marauder in Motion. My name is Chelsea Torregosa, and I will be the MC for this session. We are so excited to have you all join us here today. Again, feel free to use the chat to introduce yourselves, to share more about where you're coming from, the faculty that you're entering, maybe some sports that you like to play, or any movie, book recommendations that you guys have.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us today. My name's Wayne Terryberry. I'm the Outdoor Recreation and Natural Lands Coordinator, and very excited to be here to hear from you with questions, ideas, thoughts as we share the broad programming and opportunities we have in athletics and recreation. I'm very pleased to be joined by Andrew, and I'll let Andrew introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew. I'll be talking on a few slides here, but you can ask me any questions if you need to, put them in the chat. I'm going into my 4th year of an undergrad in kinesiology, so if you're in or if you're going into kinesiology, even better. But I'll hand it back to Wayne.
Thanks, Andrew. And we're going to start with an introduction from our Director of Athletics and Recreation to everyone here.
Hello, fellow Marauders. My name is Sean Bird. I'm the Director of Athletics and Recreation here at McMaster University. I wanted to welcome you all to McMaster and wish you nothing but the best on your McMaster journey. And I hope that the Athletics and Recreation Department will play a big role in your experience at McMaster. We're here to support your health and well-being, and know that you will enjoy all of our facilities, programming, and many varsity events that will entertain and excite you. I wish you all the best. You're in a world-class university. You must be so proud and excited. Game on.
And that's Sean, our director, as I noted, a great guy and very, very interested in providing well-being and programming for students. I might note, you'll see here on the slide, all the types of programs we offer here in athletics and recreation. The Pulse Fitness Center, we have a lot of, and I know Andrew will talk about this a little later, but a lot of students who work in our department, probably 400 to 500 a year in various areas. Drop-in gym time, our sports med clinic, my outdoor recreation program, and lots of other areas of things you can do. And we're going to talk a lot about intramurals today. So it is kind of a hub of student activity, really, either indoors or outdoors, some opportunities for everyone who can find an area that they enjoy being active and getting moving. So we're going to move down to a little tour of our facility, so you can see what kind of areas we have to experience. This is the David Braley Athletic Center.
Welcome, Marauders, to the David Braley Athletic Center on the campus of McMaster University. I'm Marianne.
And I'm Jordan, and we're here to show you around. Of course, this year is a little different than most.
But we wanted to show you around to see all that MAC Athletics and Recreation has to offer when facilities reopen.
Right when you walk into the David Braley Athletic Center, you'll see the Joan Buttle service desk. This is your main stop for memberships, equipment rentals, towels, and much more. You can even grab some sweet Marauder swag.
Before starting your workout, DBEC offers spacious change rooms with plenty of lockers to choose from to store bags and valuable items. The THÉRÈSE Quigley Sport Hall is a 16,000 square foot gym that is located in the David Braley Athletic Center.
It's home to tons of intramural activities and tournaments and hosts sports such as badminton, basketball, volleyball, and table tennis every day. This facility even hosts special events such as career fairs, gala dinners, and concerts.
McMaster has 7 squash courts on campus, 4 international courts, and 3 hybrid courts.
Make sure you have appropriate footwear, and remember, eye protection is mandatory. Equipment can be rented at the Joan Buttle service desk.
The Pulse offers a wide variety of free fitness classes including boot camp, core, spin classes, HIIT, kickboxing, step classes, strength challenge, yoga, and many more. The Pulse has an expansive cardio equipment selection including woodway treadmills, rowing machines, spin bikes, ellipticals, Stairmasters, and arc trainers. There are also many free weights, cable machines, selectorized machines, and platforms for Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting. If you have any questions about fitness or exercise technique during your workout, you can approach one of our personal trainers who can be found circulating the gym or book a one-on-one training session.
Located in the Ivor Wind Center, our pool is a 50-meter, 6-lane saltwater facility.
This pool is the home of our varsity swimming, water polo, and synchronized swim teams, as well as all kinds of recreation programs. We even have a gallery for cheering on the Marauders, but it's only open during special events.
The Rose Hill Studio is used for various martial arts programs and is also the practice facility for the McMaster wrestling team.
From Tai Chi to meditation, yoga to just find a quiet space to reflect, the Mindfulness and Wellness Center is a space for you to go and take a break.
This space was recently transformed into this serene location to help students and community members obtain balance in their lives through mental fitness.
From team meetings, presentations, and study spaces, our classrooms are able to configure in a number of ways to accommodate your group.
Home to McMaster Marauders volleyball and basketball teams.
The Burridge Gymnasium is also used for drop-in basketball when the varsity teams aren't using it for practices and games.
With seating for 2,200, Burridge features 3 basketball and 3 volleyball courts with a wood playing surface.
Named after the late Tim Hortons co-founder, Ron Joyce Stadium is the home of Les Prince Field, a full-sized Canadian football and FIFA-sized soccer pitch. It's the home of the McMaster soccer teams, women's rugby, and of course, the defending Yates Cup champion football team.
With more than 5,500 seats, it's a great place to catch a game and show off your maroon. The Mona Campbell Outdoor Track at McMaster is a full 400-meter track and features 8 lanes and a steeplechase pit. It is a training facility for the Marauders track team, as well as a number of local clubs and athletes. The Mona Campbell Track is available to all students and members to train for their next big race, jog for fitness, or just to have a relaxing walk.
With the addition of the outdoor fitness area on the north end of the track, you can meet almost all your fitness needs in one location. Alumni Field is located behind the Ivor Wind Center and is the home field for McMaster lacrosse and field hockey, as well as a practice field for the Marauder football team, and is also used by all kinds of intramural programs and camps.
McMaster has 3 softball fields on the northwest corner of campus.
The John Harvey Field, Jim Greenlee Field, and Mary Kai's Field are all named after supporters who have helped bring the Diamonds to life. The David Braley Sport Medicine and Rehabilitation Center is a world-class facility located near the lobby of DVAC.
Services are available to McMaster students, alumni, faculty, staff, and members of the greater Hamilton community. The clinic offers a wide variety of physician, sport medicine, rehabilitation, and dietitian services.
Thanks for joining us on the tour.
When facilities reopen, we can't wait to see you around.
Well, I hope that gave a little bit of an orientation to our David Braley Athletic Center, our Ivor Wind Center, and all the surrounding athletics fields and facilities. So we're going to move down to the next slide about the fitness and the pulse activities now. I'm going to let Andrews take this over as a pulse staff.
Hi everyone. So yeah, I'm also a personal trainer at the Pulse, and right now the main gym is under construction. So on the left-hand side, you can see a picture of a temporary setup that we have. So you can see those white boxes are numbers for the pods that we have set up, and then you can right now you can book for them, but in the fall, I believe you won't have to book. You can just come in and use the equipment. And then on the right-hand side, there is a picture of the pop-up pulse, which I think was mentioned in the video. That's not the greatest picture of it. It's larger than what it looks like in there, but yeah, when the new pulse is built, we'll have a ton of things to offer you. As it says here, you can do drop-in fitness, spin classes. There will be a climbing wall, I believe. There's a women's only fitness area. I think we're also getting a lot of brand new equipment, so it'll be in really good shape. Yeah, so right now I think you'll be using the picture on the left for the gym in the fall, and then the new pulse will be finished around end of your first year in 2022.
Okay, we're going to move on to, Andrew just noted our expansion. Well, first we're going to talk about some of the outdoor facilities. Andrew?
Yeah, so we do have some outdoor facilities here. I think it showed the track in the video. So on the right-hand side there, you can see the Ron Joyce Stadium, and then to the right of that is the track. I know a lot of students use that to just do their runs. I see a lot of people on there in the morning. On the left-hand side is I think it's called the Trek Fit Center. I call it the monkey bars, but yeah, there are outdoor classes, outdoor fitness classes held there that you can sign up for, and then some people will do workouts there as well. So many things to do with the outdoor facilities.
And you can see on the slide photo on the right, the overlay of all the playing fields. You know, the Ron Joyce on the left, Mona Campbell track in the middle, Alumni Field on the far right. And then in the back, you can see the large green space. We call that 10-acre field. That's where a lot of intramurals, soccer happens. The men's rugby team plays back there. I'll be speaking a little bit more later about our Alpine Tower climbing facility, which is just behind the trees at the front of that area. But I really wanted to note, I'll be talking a little bit more about our natural areas. You can see the water on this slide is the Coots Paradise Marsh, which is a world-class famous nature reserve. And we're very fortunate to be located right beside it. In the forest there are many trails that are right beside your residence to go for walks in nature. So we're very fortunate, and this is why the university is actually located here, is because it's right by the natural areas when it was built in the 1930s. So I decided to take advantage of that great photo and highlight that. So also I might note, because it's a bit of an old slide, if you see in the bottom middle, there's a row of trees there in a big open area at the end of the football field. That is where the new facility is being built, and it's under construction right in there. So you'll be very fortunate as first year students to have expanded, bigger area of fitness, athletics, sports, and including that new building will also have a student life area with meeting rooms and a bit more of an expanded social center for students. Our next slide has a couple pictures of that new facility, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here's, I might note on the top left is our new climbing area. We have a 36-foot high climbing wall, which you can see on the very edge of the left. And then this new facility, which we haven't had before, is a 45-foot bouldering wall with a top out where you can top out over top. So we're all very excited that we have this expanded climbing center, which we will certainly be having student staff operate. And in the other picture is the new fitness center, and I'll maybe let Andrew speak about what that will offer.
Yeah, so I think this is kind of like a picture drawing of what it's supposed to be looking like. I'm not sure exactly how it will look like, but the layout is there, of course. I think when you walk in, it'll be sort of this cardio equipment area like you see in the photo, and then off back further in the Pulse will be more kind of like the weight section. So there are hundreds and hundreds of dumbbells. You have barbells, squat racks, so you can do whatever, powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting. And then, like I said, we're also getting new equipment, so it will be fantastic to use. No rusty equipment like we have right now. Well, not all of our equipment is rusty, but some of it is certainly getting old, but we will have new stuff.
Yeah, as Andrew noted, we're getting brand new equipment for everywhere in here. And this has doubled the size of our previous fitness center, which was really big. You can see there's 2 floors to the fitness area. And then I might note the climbing wall I just spoke of is at the very far end of the fitness center. So it's kind of included as part of the Pulse. It's important to note here, we may talk about this as we move along, but access to all these areas is free for students. So it's something really to take advantage of. And it's open very long hours, so it's easy to fit into your schedule. So we're all super excited. And as Andrew noted, it should be opening late spring of 2022. So you may have the opportunity to experience it this summer, but certainly September 2022, when we're back in action, we'll have an incredible amount more space, and it's going to be amazing. So thanks. So we'll maybe go to the next slide. And any questions so far, feel free to speak up or put some questions in the chat if you have any thoughts or feedback. We want to get everybody involved here. So we're welcome to field any questions. Is anything that came in the chat at all? Okay. What will be open this fall? We'll be talking, I think, a little bit about that, but we will have, as the video of the facility shows, we will have the fitness areas, both in Sport Hall and the pop-up Pulse area. The pool, the main gymnasium will be open for pickup basketball and volleyball, likely badminton as well. And then the instructional programs will be ongoing, and then certainly lots of outdoor recreation, and then the squash courts as well. So we are still running a normal amount of programming, just with a little bit less facility capacity to expand on things. So it's just one of those things we're addressing as we go through a new rebuild, which will have a lot of incredible value Intramurals, I'll let Andrew take that.
No skill at all is needed for intramurals. It is completely like fun competition. It's not a competitive league. I signed up for Ultimate Frisbee in first year with some friends, and we all sucked at it. I think we got last place. I think we lost almost every single game, but it was still a lot of fun. You just kind of mess around. And there are some teams that are a bit more competitive, but you really don't. You can try anything new. So it's all meant for fun and games. Nothing's on the line. So I really encourage everyone to get involved.
Yeah, I might note also with intramurals, and we'll talk about this in the next slide further on, is there's different levels for many sports in intramurals, like from like a beginner level to an intermediate to a competitive level. So if you have, for example, played basketball in high school and have a great deal of experience, you can join a level that will be appropriate where you'll feel competition. And then there's also a lot of co-ed intramurals as well, where you can, it's intermixed there a little bit. So, inner tube water polo, yeah, so Chelsea's just explaining, inner tube water polo is a really popular one. It's quite a lot of fun, and I love the team names that they throw out there. And I think the rest of the questions will be applied to some of the rest of the presentation we're doing, but maybe we could show the first poll and get some feedback from everybody. The first poll, just getting a feel for what people like to do, and certainly as is noted in here in other, there's a lot of many ways to stay active and be involved in sports and recreation, either personally or how you want to do it on your own. So we want to just get a feel from everybody here about how your thoughts are. So maybe we can move along on our next slide while the poll keeps operating. I'd love to see all the interest coming in here.
We, hold on a sec here, Wayne. There are a couple of quick questions here.
Okay, I'll let you, go, Andrew.
Yeah, sure, I'll just answer them really fast. In fall, will we have to register to use the equipment? By the equipment, I'm assuming you mean the gym. And in the fall, you will not have to register or sign up for the gym. You can just go in. And what classes will be offered? Well, yoga and spin classes. I think there are yoga classes offered outdoors right now. I think it's very possible that, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's very possible that spin and yoga may be offered in the fall, if not possibly the winter. But I think that's still up in the air right now. So, and for all the sports teams, can anyone join by trying out or being a high school athlete as prereq? If it's intramural, anyone can join intramural sports, and you can go into any league. If you want to be a varsity athlete, I believe that's a bit more competitive. I think the university would have picked their athletes, but if it's intramural, then yeah, anyone can join.
Well, I might note to follow up on Andrew's answers there, for most sports in varsity athletics, there will be tryouts in August. And on our varsity sports slide, I have included a staff directory link with all the coaches' contacts there, and you can reach out to the coaches. I will also share my email as well, where I can direct you to the proper coach, but there will be tryouts for all sports. Some sports, like possibly basketball and football, have done a lot of recruiting already, but there's still opportunities for walk-on tryouts as well. But I know sports like lacrosse, cross country, field hockey, things like fencing, especially, there will be a lot of tryouts and opportunities to get involved. So we can talk a little bit more as we move along to that slide. Thank you for the great questions. Okay, so we'll move on to the student-run clubs. This is another area that we have in our department where enthusiasts in certain sports or recreation activities want to have a little bit more of a connection as a group, do things together, train together, and these clubs often compete with other universities. They're not a varsity sport, but they do have challenging competitions that they can get involved with, like the ultimate Frisbee team. There's a huge competition amongst Ontario schools for ultimate Frisbee that they will go to, figure skating as well. And so there's a lot of opportunity to get involved in all these areas that if you have a passion for. It's very a friendly group. It's kind of a social and competitive, meeting people with similar interests, being able to expand on that. And it's a great opportunity to be involved. And it's a great way to pursue that sport and not really have maybe the commitment that varsity sports might have. So I really encourage you to get involved in that. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, Andrew?
Yeah, so like we talked about earlier, intramurals, which are open to everyone, they're a fantastic way to kind of ease your mind after a long day of work or studying or whatever it may be. There are tons and tons of options to choose from. So like the pictures we see here, volleyball, I think that's soccer, and then inner tube water polo, which we talked about a bit. Inner tube water polo, from my personal experience, is actually very, very entertaining. It's super fun to play. So I highly recommend that one. And then like Wayne mentioned, you have different leagues. So there's like, I think it's listed right there, play fun and play competitive. Personally, I do the play fun just because it's more so kind of like a stress release time. I don't really bother about taking it seriously. I just go out there and have fun with friends. If you're worried about not having a team to play on, there's something called a free agent. And if you sign up to be a free agent, they will take you and put you on a team. So you do not have to worry about not having a full team if you want to play these. And then I think I saw some people in the poll last when asked if they wanted to participate or if they were going to participate in intramural sports. Some asked, or some answered it might restrict their study time, or they're worried that it will. And I think that's a good thing to take into consideration. In my first year, I only did one sport, and it seemed to work out fine. Even if you are a really hard worker when it comes to school and you really want to spend a lot of time, I really do recommend getting involved in these, because not only do you have a good time playing a sport, you meet new people, and then there are also job opportunities. So you can become a ref, you can become a lifeguard at the pool, stuff like that. So even though there is school and you have to take school seriously, I do really encourage you guys to get involved in it.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Great points. And I might add a couple of things. Everybody's here to study and go to school, but it's really important to find time for activity, whether it's half an hour or an hour in your day. Research, a lot of research shows that you'll study better, you'll retain information, better cognition if you take activity breaks and go do some movement in whatever way. And we'll talk a little bit about that in our Mac Moves program as we move along. So a lot of the intramurals are in the evening, so they're easy to fit in your schedule. As Andrew noted, a lot of residences will have teams and intramurals, or you'll have a group of friends and you'll join. But as Andrew noted, you can be a free agent. I was a free agent on the soccer league when I was a student. I made a lot of incredible friends and had a really good time. And I might note that also that these shirts everybody's wearing here are a very popular shirt. I've seen alumni and people who graduated a while ago still have their Mac intramurals shirt and wear it with pride. So it's always nice to get one of those. Instructional programs is another area where if you want to learn more about a certain thing, like karate would be a good example under martial arts, or yoga, or take a first aid course. These are offered as instructional programs where we hire a instructor or specialist who will come in and walk you through about 7 weeks this year. Normally they would be 10-week courses, and they are to take a instructional and learn more about how to do yoga, or to get a belt in karate. I've known students who've spent 4 years in taking karate, and they are also part of the karate club, but they get their belts as they move through school. So there's an incredible amount of opportunity to get a lot more in-depth instruction in these, and they're very inexpensive for students. I think it's not very much, like under $50 or less than that. I'd have to look up what the current rate is, but it basically just covers the instructor time. So very accessible. They're in our facility, and as of next year, we'll be offering a substantial amount of more because we'll have more room for space for courses. But it's a great way to get some background in a specialty you like. So next slide, please. Aquatics, we have a 50-meter Olympic-sized pool in our facility. And as you know, there'll be a lot of intramural water polo, other events. The water polo teams and the swim teams train here. There's a lot of recreational swimming time, open hours for you to find time to go swim lanes, or there's just open swim where you can go and not be so focused on lane swimming and just go have some fun. And there are women's only swims and as well to provide diversity there. And then lifeguarding, there's a lifeguarding club, but there's a lot of students who work as lifeguards in our facility. And then we have the scuba as noted. And then there's also the synchronized swim team, and you can go watch the games there. So it's quite fun and a great opportunity to either recreate or work in aquatics. Next, please. Outdoor recreation. This is my area. Altitude is our leadership and team building program, and I have a lot of students who work with us. The picture on the top is our 50-foot alpine tower, and we do a lot of groups both from campus and outside campus. I think there's probably 5,000 people go through our program a year. So they do climbing, low ropes, nature hikes, a lot of programming there. This is the only alpine tower in Canada. It's just over 50 feet high, as I noted, has a giant swing on it, and it's available for campus groups to do, like I said, team building and have fun. So that, and also as I noted, we have a lot of student staff work there, gain incredible amount of skills in presentation, leadership, facilitation. So that's a very popular area of campus. We also have a big bonfire pit just behind that towards the woods, where a lot of student groups will come out for socials and have a bonfire experience. We also have the climbing club, which works out of our climbing gym area, and they do go to the climbing gyms around here. They go to Rattlesnake Point climbing, Niagara Glen for bouldering down near Niagara Falls, and often they will have a trip to Alabama in Reading Week to Horsepens 40, where they will do some bouldering down there and camp. The outdoor leadership, we have courses where you can learn and gain skills and certification in canoeing or hike leadership or group facilitation, things like that. And a lot of our trips for the outdoor club and climbing club are led by students who we've provided the opportunity to be trained, or they come in with experience already from camps or where they may have been involved in the outdoors. But the outdoor club is in existence for over 25 years in the manifestation it is now through my program area, but they do trips all over the place. The one on the left is our Rocky Mountains trip. We've done several years, Algonquin Park, Killarney. They often go to the Grand Canyon for a week in Reading Week, or well, 10 days every other year. That's a very popular trip. They've done Hawaii, they've done Costa Rica, they've done Baffin Island. But there's also a lot of local hikes or events they'll do, like snowshoeing or dog sledding, things like that. There's even an overnight camping trip in Hamilton in our Dundas Valley where they do. It's called the Hamilton Backpacking Trip. It's one overnight. So they have trips and programs for whether you're just new to the outdoor recreation or you have a lot of experience. There's room there for everybody to find a trip to explore the outdoors. And then, as I noted earlier, we have a lot of nature trails and an incredible amount of hiking opportunities in the area. I think I saw a question there about, but we'll get to the questions, I think, towards the end. Okay, next slide, please. This is our Nature at McMaster program, which I also coordinate. It's if you check out the nature.mcmaster.ca website, which is a Nature at McMaster website, has information about all the natural areas around Hamilton that you can go explore, whether it's waterfalls or cycling or hiking or bird watching. Has a lot of tips and information about the outdoors. The top left is Webster's Falls, just in Dundas. It's a short distance from the university. Hamilton is known as the city of waterfalls. We have about 10 iconic ones and probably 60 overall little waterfalls coming off the Niagara Escarpment. The photo on the right is McMaster Forest. It's a 115-acre property about 5 minutes from the university with hiking trails. A lot of students do research and education out there. And we are really fortunate as a university to have a natural lands of incredible significance. What you're seeing is a view from the parking lot towards the back. This is a prairie savanna grassland that we created here a few years ago, but a wonderful place to explore. And we also do, through Nature McMaster, a lot of stewardship work to help the environment, address climate change, from invasive species control to planting trees to planting shrubs, do a lot of stewardship work with our conservation partners. We will be doing a lot of tree planting in the fall, and I also have volunteers and staff work in this area. So it's really quite fun, and we're so fortunate to have so much natural environment and lands around the university. So check out the nature.mcmaster.ca. And finally, here is another area. It's the McMaster Outdoor Orientation Student Experience for first-year students. It's called Moose, and this year will be virtual. Historically, we've gone to Algonquin Park for 5 days just before Welcome Week to do an outdoor orientation experience in small groups where everybody, there might be 100 students there, but they're based out of small camping groups of 8 to 10 with 2 student leaders from their faculty with them. So they really get to know each other. The whole group gets to experience and get to know each other as well. But we're based out of a camp, and they do an interior trip in Algonquin to experience nature and to create connections, create experience, and get ready for university. This year, we'll be doing it virtually from August 15th to 29th with a very strong focus on nature, outdoor experiences, but you don't have to really be an outdoor enthusiast to be involved. It's just a lot of really interesting, engaging workshops, a lot of information about what's coming up in Welcome Week. But I've known a lot of students who've done this, and the small groups they work with and create connections and friends have been lifelong friends for them. But as I noted, it's very faculty-based with leaders or mentors in your group who are from your faculty. So I have the email there on the left, moose@mcmaster.ca, but on here is also the Instagram and Facebook, and then the registration. And I know this will be recorded. I will share my email for any questions you may have or want to contact me about anything at all about this presentation. So thank you for, I really encourage you to get involved in Moose. So next slide, please. Okay, varsity sports. So we talked a little bit about that. Great way to show your maroon spirit, get involved, so much fun. And on the bottom right is the Marauders.ca staff directory. I had a note here about the badminton club, also about sports clubs. I will look into that. It should be there because there's a very, very strong badminton club. But great way to get out and experience sports or try out as well. I know Andrew had a few thoughts on this as well.
Yeah, getting out to in specific, going and watch the varsity sports games is a lot of fun. I've done it mainly with volleyball, basketball, and football, but basically it's just a way to show your student pride and get out there, cheer on your team, and then if they win, even better. But I encourage you guys to go to these games. I don't think you have to pay anything if you're a student. I've never had to pay anything. So there are tons and tons of games to watch. So I really hope that we can watch them in the fall. I'm not sure, Wayne, if you know how that's going to work.
The season opens September 18th with, I think, rugby and soccer, and then also the next week. And then there will also be October 2nd is our first football game, I think, against Waterloo. So there will be in-person games again, which is really exciting to have that energy.
Do you know if we get to if students are allowed to spectate, or if it's like limited, or?
It'll be spectators again.
Okay, yeah, so there will be. All right. Yeah, so I really highly recommend doing that. It's a lot of fun to go to with friends and just cheer on Mac.
Yeah. Great, thanks. Next slide, please. And sports medicine, we did have a little overview of this, but I'll let Andrew maybe do a little more about it.
Yeah, so it talked about it briefly in the video, but it's in the David Braley Athletics Center. You walk in and you walk down the stairs, and then it's just on your right there. So they offer a ton of services. You can see them all listed on the slide there: physio, chiro, massage, osteopathy, whatever. And you get coverage for seeing a sports physician. You get coverage through OHIP. And then McMaster also offers two types of insurance or coverage, I believe. I think it's first one being accident insurance. So if you see a sports physician within 30 days of your accident, then you will be covered when you come in if you need physio or chiropractic or something like that. And then second one being, I think it's the extended health coverage, extended healthcare plan, something like that. And then that covers up to $300 of each practitioner, essentially. So it's really honestly state-of-the-art equipment and facilities. Like you see, you have a water treadmill there, and then they have tons of benches or tons of treatment beds in there. So it's if you're injury prone, then you are fully covered or almost fully covered for anything you need.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. It is a world-class facility, and the things are really, really great there for professionalism. I've used it a few times from injuries. The bottom picture is a saltwater pool with a treadmill, which is incredible if you're trying to rehabilitate and need to use a treadmill where you're half weight. That's a really amazing experience. So yeah, incredibly professional, great service, and encourage you to take use of it. Thank you. So next slide, please. And this is another area that I coordinate is Mac Moves. It's part of our Okanagan Charter Committee. outreach for the university, which is a charter that the university has signed amongst other universities in the world to promote health and well-being. And I chair the physical activity Mac Moves committee. And what we're having is a campaign at the university to get active, get moving, as I noted earlier about you're going to study better, you're going to retain information. It's good for your stress or anxiety to get out and be active in whatever way that works for you. It could be just going for a walk, could be just playing some frisbee and just or coming to the gym or doing anything, riding your bike to school. Just try to find time to be active in your daily life. I know, especially now that we've been doing a lot of virtual programming in classes, we sit a fair bit more than we maybe should. So even stretch breaks, getting up and move, but find something that fits for you. And everybody has a different interest, different experience in movement or recreation. So we'll be launching this program in the 1st of October and be having a Mac Moves week with a lot of free programming in the first week of October, October 4th to 9th. But I might note this is a campus initiative where residences are involved, Student Success Center, Student Wellness Center, Human Resources. It's a campus movement. I'm just part of it from Athletics and Rec, and we certainly offer a lot of opportunity for being active, but it's whatever fits for you, but it's a campus movement about finding time to be moving so in your day. So thank you. And next, and this is some of our connection information. You can reach out for more information on rec.mcmaster.ca and Marauders CA, which is more the athletics side of things, and then our Instagram and Twitter links as well. And I did have a question in there before I forget about MSU clubs and Athletics Rec clubs are different because we have the competitive sports aspect. Most sports clubs are Athletics Rec clubs and not an MSU club. And it's becoming increasingly like that. So sport clubs are generally in our department. Yeah. And there's a link to the directory of athletics and recreation if you want to reach out to a coach. And I think we're going to move on to questions, I think. The next slide. Yeah, some questions. I did have a question about the Alpine Tower. It will be open to anyone. Usually we have groups come. It could be a resident or a club or a sports team or a school, but we'll be having open time on the Alpine Tower during the fall. I think it'll probably be Mondays and Thursdays, where you can sign up through our recreation registration program and come out and just climb on your own or with a couple friends. So we're going to have it very drop-in this year as well. And so there's a lot of opportunity to be involved and try it out. So it's quite a unique facility and lots of fun. And I might note, the point of the Alpine Tower is you don't have to climb to the top. You don't have to climb at all. Do what you feel like. And there's easy ways to get in there, up and through there, or hard ways. You could find a level that fits for you, but it's about just trying it. It's not about making it to the top. Although if you do, it's pretty cool because you get a great view. So it's about just coming and experiencing it in your own way. So I don't know if there's any other questions, or Andrew, you want to finish up? I was kind of dominating there a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just going back up here. Alyssa asked, how do you get involved with / audition for these groups? By groups, I am assuming clubs. I don't know if you could.
I think it's the badminton club.
Badminton club?
There should be information somewhere on the website. If not, Alicia, if you want to email me, and I'll type it in the chat. I'll put you in touch with Lauren Crawford, who's our sports club coordinator. And but there is a very significant badminton club, so I will put my information in there.
And then also, how do you join the varsity teams? So the varsity teams either would have scouted athletes in high school, or you can also try out for them when you come to Mac. It's pretty competitive, so you just have to train hard, and then the harder you train, the better your shot is.
Yeah, as I noted earlier, there'll be a varsity tryout schedule. If you want to reach out to our varsity program or myself, I will access that and maybe be able to share it on this group channel that we have here for access. So please use me as a resource. I pretty much know everybody in the department and how to find information, so I'm happy to field any questions. Any other questions? Or anybody want to jump in here so that Andrew and I aren't talking the whole time? Varsity tryouts will be in latter August or the first week of September is generally when they are. I would say after August 20th and there somewhere to first little bit of September before the varsity season starts in the middle of September. And do you want to share some of your experiences in athletics and rec? And Chelsea as well?
Yeah, I can real quick. My only real experience, I say, my real experiences were with intramurals, and then I also joined the McMaster Barbell Club, which is just a weightlifting club, whether you're strictly a power lifter or if you're a weightlifter who does Olympic style weightlifting, stuff like that. That club is super fun. The people in it are awesome. That is how I got my job as personal trainer. So I really encourage you guys to just get involved because you never know what it'll lead to. But McMaster Barbell, I highly recommend joining that if you love going to the gym. Even if you don't go to the gym, joining it is a great way to learn to lift weights and learn it with proper technique so that it's safe for you to do.
Isn't that how you got your job?
Yeah. That's I just little things over time led to someone convincing me to apply, and here I am.
I think there's a question in the chat. Maybe Andrew can answer that. And I see someone's raised their hand. So after Andrew answers that, we can address the person's raised hand.
Yeah, so how often do intramurals run? So intramurals, they run every week. It depends on how many sports you play. If you're playing one sport, generally it'll just be a 1 week kind of thing. It'll be like an hour-ish usually in the evenings. And then I don't know if that's, how do we sign up? There will be announcements. You can also just Google McMaster Intramurals. I don't know if anyone had a link to the exact website, but it's really easy to sign up. You go onto that website, which you could probably find by just Googling McMaster Intramurals and then clicking on the first link. And then it's a really straightforward process from there. You sign up all online. There's a small fee, but it's not much at all.
Rachel, if you could go back a couple slides to the website links. No, not so far. It was like, I think the next slide. There's a lot of connections there I want to share. Go back more. No, sorry. There we go. That's what I wanted. Sorry. rec.mcmaster.ca will be where you'll get questions for registration, and they will be the ones through the process you'll register through that office. So that will be a good email to use. And really for any questions, really use rec.mcmaster.ca. And that office will direct your questions and is really good for registration questions like how to sign up for intramurals, because that will be the office you do it through. And then Marauders.ca will be a great link for varsity tryouts. And I would also use as the question about clubs, direct it to myself or rec.mcmaster.ca, and they will direct it to our clubs coordinator who will have all the connections to every club president, how to get information, when are they meeting next, their links. So we have a great system, and these are the kind of the two mechanisms for requesting information through email, and then I could be a third, but there's a lot of great opportunity here. So
yeah, and I'll just one last thing in here. How can we join clubs? Like you said, it's the rec.mcmaster.ca, and then someone asks, how many intramurals do you recommend we join at a time? In my, I don't know if Chelsea wanted to add in here, but in my first year, or first year, I did one intramural because I kind of wanted to get into the groove of things. But then as I kind of progressed and got into the groove of studying when I needed to and getting used to university, basically, I think I was in 3. I think I was in volleyball, ultimate frisbee, and water polo in second year. So they don't take up a lot of time. So you can, it's however much you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Chelsea, do you have any thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with Andrew about that in terms of how many intramural sports to, I guess, play in, just because it's different for each person. You just have to see how you feel in terms of how your semester looks like. But yeah, I also joined in some intramural sports, I think in my first and second year coming to university. And honestly, it was an amazing and fun experience. My first one was basketball, and I didn't know anyone in my group. So it was just like fun to get to know other people and to just play a sport that I really enjoy. And I got to make some friends, which was nice. And then we talked about this a lot, but water polo is actually really fun. And I highly recommend if you have the opportunity to just grab a group of friends or join as a freelance individual and just play. Just try anything. It's honestly a good experience, and it's a way to get active and to de-stress.
Yeah, thanks, Chelsea. There's a lot of diversity in intramurals offerings as well. But yeah, there's a lot of levels of competition, a lot of fun, let's call it goofy things like intramural water polo, which is not about so much the score as having fun and laughing and falling out of the inner tube and having a goofy name for your team. It's really quite cute. So yeah, I think we're getting short on time here. If we have it's been an honor for myself to be joining in the opportunity to speak here today, and I encourage everyone to find time to be active and use the incredible opportunities we have both for facilities and programs and staff opportunities as well in athletics and recreation. And I don't know, Andrew, you have any closing comments? And thanks to Andrew for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you to everyone who attended. But main message here is don't be afraid to get involved. It is a lot of fun, and you will not regret it if you do. So get involved.
Yeah. So thanks everybody, and I'll let Chelsea wrap up.
Thanks again so much, Wayne and Andrew, for this wonderful and informative, insightful discussion here about the athletics and recreations opportunities that McMaster has for our students. I just want to say thank you to all the behind-the-scenes staff for helping us out today and making everything run smoothly, for monitoring the chat and for answering questions. And I do want to remind students that if your questions weren't answered specifically today, there's still going to be an online student services fair on July 26th. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can register on the Mac101 website and join us and ask questions to the 30 or so services that will be present on July 26th. So thank you again for joining us all. We really hope you have a great rest of your day.